Hi everyone, my name is Cynthia. Let's talk books. Lady is back here, so you'll be able to see her. The other dog is down there, and I kind of don't want to disturb him for now. Sometimes it's hard to get them to like settle down when they're very high energy, but they're doing so well today. Today I want to talk about a book that I received as an art via NetGalley. It is Mari and the Curse of El Cocodrilo by Adriana Cuevas. This is a middle grade book. Like I said, I did receive it for free via NetGalley, but with no obligation to like talk about it on my channel. But I want to talk about it because one, I love middle grade. I have a video I just filmed on Latina middle grade books, and I just think there's so much heart, so much beauty in these books, and they're so important. I want to talk about this one in particular. So in this one, you have a main character named Mari. Her full name's Maricela, which is my mom's name and my little sister's name. And growing up, my best friend's name was Maricela. So like I just have a lot of emotional connection to the name, and I love that that was her name, the name of this character. So Mari is Cuban American, and she has another Latino friend growing up, but her next door neighbor is really has been making her feel shame about being Cuban American. She's been kind of bullying her about it, always bringing it up as like the butt of the joke. And as a result, Mari feels a lot of shame about her family's cultural traditions and behaviors. We get that right at the beginning when we meet Mari, and she talks about how embarrassing her family is. And so we know, oh no, that's not good, Mari. You're gonna like this is gonna be part central to the story and the journey she goes on in this book. Well, one of the family traditions is at New Year's to throw little effigies, little dolls that are effigies into the fire as symbolizing of like letting go of bad energy and for good luck into the new year. Well, Mari is standing with her family about to do this ritual, and she just thinks it's so embarrassing. And the next door neighbor's looking through the window at her doing this, and she doesn't perform the ritual. That this ritual has a ton of meaning for her grandparents, and she just doesn't do it because she feels ashamed. As a result, now she is stuck with a ton of bad luck and El Cocodrilo. So I'll let you figure that out as you run when you if you read this book. But as she is tackling all of this bad luck and basically this curse that's now a part of her life, she is dealing with issues of friendship. I kind of really enjoyed that because what happens when you have a tight knit group of friends, like the three of you have bonded over a shared experience, and now there's somebody new that's occupying one of the friends' attention. What do you do? How do you resolve that? How do you work through that? And that is one of the things that Mari needs to do. I think there could have been a little bit more development on that aspect at the end. Things get resolved there. I feel like a little too quickly. I would have liked to have seen Mari think a little bit more about that friendship, but the friendship themes here are very very good. The other thing here is that of family and culture, right? In order for Mari to really fight the monsters that she's fighting, she has to work through her issues of her relationship with her culture and especially with her family. And she does that through a connection to her ancestors that develops. And I that was really really cool because it provides a lot of space for healing. And her grandparents for Mari were the ones who first came to the US, and from Cuba. And so the trauma of that trip to the US is something that they haven't kind of worked through. And in a large sense, this part of what Mari is helping her grandparents do is kind of um, break that generational curse, that generational trauma that keeps kind of getting passed down, and 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 so we see the grandparents engage with that, and Mari engage with that through her ancestors and her grandparents in particular. It's really really lovely to see that. So I really enjoyed this book, though I have to say I before picking up the arc, I read The Total Eclipse of Nestor Lopez, also by Adriana Cuevas, which is an earlier middle grade book that the author wrote. And I loved Nestor Lopez's story so much that I felt like this one was not quite as, it didn't hit quite in the same way that The Total Eclipse of Nestor Lopez hit. So it was not a 5-star read for me, but it was a high 4-star read for me. And I just loved all of the themes and really enjoyed the writing. So it is a book that I would recommend. And if you're interested in Adriana Cuevas, I feel like The Total Eclipse of Nestor Lopez is a book that I also really highly recommend. And that might be a great book to start, and maybe Marie and the Curse of El Cocodrilo, a great book to follow up with, because I think both are really, really great. So those are my thoughts on Marie and the Curse of El Cocodrilo. If you've read this book, if you want to read it, let me know down in the comment sections. If you have recommendations for other middle grade books that I need to pick up, leave them down below as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!